Dude, doesn't that rip?
You're an idiot.
No, you're an idiot.
Welcome back, young Republicans. It's the You're an Idiot podcast. I'm Alex Dragovich with my fat co-host, Geoffrey Osmus.
That was a good one, Alex. You put some thought into that one for once.
We are joined here by our... Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, whatever. I thought we'd have a little banter up top. You just went right into it.
Well, I just wanted to...
This is why we'll never get to 1,000 patrons.
Introduce our guest,
folks.
The amazing Ashley Hamilton. Ashley, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good. From the famed podcast, the Celebrity Memoir Book Club, Ashley Hamilton, and your partner, Claire.
Yeah,
Parker.
Parker.
Oh my God, you forgot the last.
I was actually going through your Instagram a bunch today, and I forgot.
You told me you did research. He's like, yeah, Claire. You don't even know.
Like,
no, I'll tell you what. She just got married, and a lot of people have been like, "What's your new last name?" And she's still Parker. But you could have been being really misogynistic and saying, "I'll remove the last name I know and insert the new one."
Whatever that man's name.
Yeah,
is.
what's her rightful new name?
Wow, Drago, would you change your name if you got married?
Ooh. Oh, damn. Is that a right answer?
A real rich blonde woman wants to marry you. You change the name.
heiress.
An heiress, yes.
What kind of money are we talking?
Like,
she's worth a few million.
And money where the last name is like part of the money, and you want people to know how rich you are, like a Hilton or something.
Oh, yeah.
Is the family cool with me kind of jumping in there?
No, they don't really like you. They don't really approve of you. The dad thinks
that's got to be pretty clear, right? There's not a universe.
They're not into you, but you could take the name.
Could they be so rich that they're like, wow, this guy's kind of fun. He's like a fun.
I don't think any rich people are that way.
Yeah, that's a made up thing. Rich people don't find poor people cool.
They wouldn't be like, oh, he's like zany.
He's really working hard.
They're never like, we should dilute our name and our savings and our gene pool with silliness.
Yeah.
What we don't have here is someone who's a little bit silly.
Yeah.
Okay. They're like, we're not
what this
lacking.
hedge fund empire needs is a few goofballs.
Oh, okay. So just knowing that the family hates me, but she loves me.
She loves you unconditionally.
She wanted someone silly.
Yeah.
And here I am. Mm-hmm. But she's like, the one stipulation is you gotta join the. You
gotta be like Alex Walton, like the guy who owns Walmart. That's your name.
How much money we?
That's the Walton family.
Walmart.
Walmart's billions.
All right. My name's Alex Walmart.
Yeah. Okay. You can be Alex Walmart.
I'll be Alex Walmart. Even though every Thanksgiving and Christmas, I just got to hear it. The dad's just gonna walk by me, just being like, so.
You don't have to hear anything at all. They're bazillionaires. The table is so long.
Oh, that's how she would lay it out to me. She's like, Alex, we have a huge table. No one's gonna. You can just go do your own.
You have to sit in the same room as them, but it's pretty separate.
Yeah, they'll like ask you like, Alex, what are you doing? And you just don't have to answer them. I did the tiny cupboard this week. You don't have to tell them that.
Yeah. I guess I could like ride it out too. Like by that time, like they only have her parents would have 10 years left max.
Yeah.
And
then they're rich, they live longer. So
yeah, they get blood transfusion.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we're looking at 15 to 20.
They have youths that they drain.
Yeah.
But in this scenario, they've got to have some like beach houses. They got to have some vacation homes.
Sure, many.
You're rarely in the same home as the whole family.
Right. I could do 2 weeks a year of getting just berated.
And think about how fun it would be to go on tour where you could like stay in mansions in various cities.
Right. You don't have to stay in the Virginia Beach Funny Bones condo.
Yeah.
You have your own beach.
You'd be like, my wife's family has a place on the beach.
Oh, you're at the Walton place? Oh, you're at the Walton place?
Yeah,
wow.
I'm staying at my place.
You already have
it's my hotel.
You have a rich friend with beach homes. Just like that.
I will not.
Marry him.
We don't need to.
You have a
I'll
guy.
marry him.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys would
I've
get
never
along.
met the guy, honestly. He seems cool, but
yeah, you will stop referring to him as the rich friend.
But it's not a bad thing.
I'm trying to think of what downsides there would be to marrying this kind of wealth besides that the family doesn't like you.
You'd be in the press, paparazzi. You'd
So
be in the style pages.
Loser boyfriend, the loser
like
Life,
husband. Us magazine, celebrities, they're just like us.
I don't know. It could Pete Davidson you. Like you could
get on SNL for being.
I mean, if you're getting press, lots of comedians send a lot of emails to try to get people to write about their specials. And even if the headline is rich heiress's loser husband special is out. People
On
are talking
YouTube?
about
They're
it.
still clicking
You're getting
on it.
linked.
Yeah.
Okay, that's true.
That would be fucking
All press
awesome.
is
I
good
guess
press.
there's nothing
I
bad.
guess the downside is that people might be a little mean.
Yeah.
They'll be talking about that little divot right there. They'll be going
Whoa,
in.
that was
I'm not saying
a
it's
snipe.
I'm
dude.
not
What the
saying it's a
fuck?
lot, but if the press is, they'll hone in on my moles immediately.
I've been going after Jeff's moles for months.
Yeah,
now.
come on. Yeah, you got the little divot. I don't know. They look like a little scoop out of your skull.
This
Do you hit
actually,
your head?
this segues.
Yeah, what is it from?
This is from the chicken pox.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a lasting pock.
Yeah. It looks like you wore
the pock really
looks like
fucking.
you wore a bindi for years.
And then you found out that it was like,
You're like, that's not okay. Yeah, Alex.
What's
you
a
can't-
bindi?
That's the Hindu dot.
Oh. Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
I know you wouldn't.
You got one put there by God.
Yeah.
Yes.
A
God,
pock.
God took care of me. That was actually one of the questions. Someone said, "This
Really?
is Jack Reedy." Said, "Let's hear your skincare routines. Has Jeff ever moisturized in his life?"
Wow,
I think
a good
Ashley, you
segue.
might be able to shed some light on
I
this.
have
You got
I
some
could
great
shed
skin.
light on whether or not Jeff has moisturized.
Yeah.
I think I can. I've never done a skincare routine in my life.
Is that?
You
I
could.
Can you
should.
tell
I
that?
want
Can
to.
You yeah.
I
What would
hope
you
to.
rate Jeff's skin?
They
after?
make skincare for men now, and it's the
I've
same as
seen
skincare
that.
for women, but they make the bottle very like
Does it look like
Cool.
manly?
Yeah.
It's like a football
Manly,
on it
yeah.
or
like
something?
Axe body spray
Yeah.
for your face.
Oh.
Gentle.
It's like
Okay.
a fierce.
I do want to do it because I do look bad.
Oh
I
look
yeah.
bad.
I don't look bad, but I've seen people who wear it and do the skincare, and you look so much better.
Yeah.
You glow. People glow. I want to
It
glow.
is nice when you start washing your face, putting a little moisturizer on.
I've never washed my face.
How long does
really.
the skincare routine take?
Well, you
I
do it
don't
every
spend a lot of
day.
time.
Okay. What,
But I will say when you like looking, I've spent some time on the blogs looking at the
Sure.
routines, the TikToks, the YouTube videos. There are like recommendations for how long you should like let each layer sit
Oh.
between layers, and that I have no time for. I just
People wait like 10 minutes, then wait for the next one.
Yeah.
It's more than that.
yeah,
maybe.
people will spend like time.
That's
you know?
that ain't it. I'm not doing that.
Let me ask this: How many of your friends do you know are keeping on top of their skincare routines? Even like they meet a guy at a bar, one night stand it, or like they'll like stay.
few. But also it's like if you don't do that a lot, like one
Right.
night isn't like the
You're not
night
gonna-
that you like would have been an ugly old lady versus a beautiful old lady.
Sure.
Sure.
Okay.
Yes. My girlfriend
I've
said
just-
it's all
I've-
about
I've-
sunscreen. You put
It's all about
sunscreen on
sunscreen.
every day.
I've
That's
had
what
that
I've
happen.
heard.
I've had a girl be like, "I'm going to the bathroom. I need like 15, 20 minutes."
What, in the morning or at night?
skincare at night?
Oh, really?
She's
Before
like,
she
I'm
went to
I'm gonna
bed?
take my makeup off and do all this. I met her.
She
like
brought
4
it?
She's
hours
smart.
before.
That's like smart because
Okay.
it'll clog you.
Okay.
Sleeping with that makeup on.
I should have said that.
It'll
Don't
get into the
clogged.
crevices.
Anything
If you
you need,
sleep with
I
babe.
could
it
tell.
in.
I could see you're getting a little clogged up.
You should
babe.
have a skincare like bunch of stuff so they don't have to bring it
oh.
to your house.
No,
Yeah.
you'll look like a whore.
Oh, okay, that's bad advice. That's
Oh,
bad
actually,
advice.
no. I got you set up. Don't.
Yeah.
don't
I
worry about
will
it.
say, if you like pull out like good, like a nice like a thing of like travel minis of like the good brands that girls talk about, like if I direct you to like what minis to buy and you
Yeah.
pull out a little drawer,
Would that be
they'd
cool?
be like, no, they'd be like, he is ran through.
Oh, wow.
Unfortunately.
You
Yeah.
can't be like, my friend told me on my podcast.
yeah, that would sound so bad. Yeah. And I have a podcast. I'm a ran through guy with a pod. Brutal.
Ran through. What does that mean?
Jeff, you suck, man. Come
Jeff.
on,
Does that
dude.
mean you had too much sex?
How
Is
can
that what
you
that
not-
These
means?
days.
Is that what
you
they're
can't
talking
put that
about?
together?
I mean, I can, but is that a bad thing?
Yes.
I
Like
thought-
one person
I
runs
thought
through,
men
and
were
another
allowed to
person
do
runs
that.
through.
Jeff
I thought
doesn't.
that was our thing.
Not
We get
anymore.
to do
Times
that.
have changed.
Damn,
Stop
we
being
can't.
gross.
We can't be ran through anymore. Fuck.
I want a beautiful virgin.
The women want virgins. Okay, I would have been a hot commodity today.
It is hard to ask now in your 30s when you meet someone. Like, you can't ask them like what their body count is.
I don't like
yeah,
the body
but why
count.
do you want to know?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't. I do not.
That is not anyone, like I'm in my 30s. Anyone that I'm dating at this point in my life, I'm like, there's only so much about your past that I want to know about.
Right, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
Of course. You want to know felonies, and that's about it.
Yeah.
feel
I want to know how
like
many
that's all I
people
care
have just
about.
have made you cry. That's all I want to know.
Like, has there ever been
yeah,
any?
how many people have just made you just drop to the floor. That's all I want to know.
Okay, that's what you want to know.
How many exes, if you heard their first name only in a separate conversation, would you get like a haunted look in your eye?
Yeah.
And then have you ever had any sort of like legal proceeding with an ex, restraining order, divorce?
Oh.
Yeah.
Any sort of, you know, people buy like houses together in their 20s and then break up, and I'm like, what were the assets split?
Yeah. It's more about emotional stuff.
Do you look up criminal history of men?
No.
I've known my girlfriend said she used to do that. Like when she
Really?
knew their names, she'd like Google them to see if there were any crime reports.
That's
and stuff.
intense.
Not like first date, but maybe like third or fourth date.
I trust my gut a lot, which obviously hasn't worked out, but I feel like I would get a vibe if someone was like doing crimes.
Really? You
Also,
think you have a crime vibe? Okay.
I don't know. I also only think some crimes are bad.
Sure,
Yes.
I agree.
This is
I
good.
agree.
That's good.
Yeah, Dragon, what crimes are good? What crimes are bad in your opinion?
I'm thinking like that are like on the like a proper report. Because
that would be a crime.
Like
yeah.
if someone had a criminal history, what are the crimes?
Yeah, like
from that
attempted
history?
murder. Are you in or are you out?
Is this a girl that I'm courting?
Yeah, you're on. You've gone on like 7 or 8 dates.
And she's
very hot.
by the way.
You find out in high school she tried to kill her mom.
You Googled her and you
Or
found
you
a criminal
Googled it.
history.
Yeah, you
Ooh.
Googled. She tried to kill a family member. Let's
I do
say.
it first off. I wouldn't know how to find that. But two,
You don't know Google?
It would be so easy.
Let's say my friend sent this to me because my friend.
Even
looked
in
this
this
up for me.
made up scenario, you don't think
I don't
you
have
can
the
master
talent
Google?
to.
Okay.
I would say I would let go of maybe like I think a DUI would be bad, but no, I actually couldn't do DUI. I could do a public.
You couldn't forgive a DUI.
It depends what age.
I could
Oh my
forgive a
God.
public intoxication.
Yeah, I guess the age matters. A DUI under 25, we all did it and didn't get caught.
Yes,
You've
As the
DUI'd.
David Drake joke. We all have one in our heart. That's
We all have, yeah, absolutely.
We all have a
absolutely.
DUI in our heart.
So you couldn't look past a
Yeah,
DUI?
you're right. Okay, probably a DUI. You guys, could you look past a DUI?
Yeah.
I think it
didn't
depends
care.
on the age and the situation.
Okay.
Like multiple
would you,
DUIs.
Would you bring it up?
Probably. I'd probably be like, "What's the story here?"
Right. I
More
would
than
too.
2, I'd be maybe a little scared. 2, I've driven
You
drunk
need
twice.
2 Deweys?
I've driven drunk
but if
twice
you've gotten
at least.
caught once, would you?
I would stop. Yeah, that's
right.
true. That's true.
I feel like people
Yeah,
have driven
maybe.
drunk twice. I never drove drunk because I'm a really
Really?
bad driver.
Oh,
And I was always
that's
so
good.
scared of getting pulled over for something else and then also being drunk.
Oh, sure.
That was like a huge fear of
just
mine.
a thing you do normally, just like not putting the blinker on. Like I would have done that
Wait,
sober.
was this
Yeah.
like was this like in high school or college?
Well, college I never drove. High school I didn't drink that much and I definitely didn't drive. And then I lived in LA for 5 years and that's where everyone was drinking and driving all the time. And I never did. I just started smoking a lot of weed.
That's fair. That's a good
Oh,
life
that's
choice.
smart.
That's a good. LA's not a good drinking city, anyways.
No, it's not
bad.
fun.
It's really the drinking culture in the West Coast blows.
Yeah.
They can't keep up.
People are lame.
They
No,
are.
and then I moved
they are lame.
to New York and I had like probably like 2 years where I was like, that was a bit much. Because I hadn't really been drinking for like
Yeah.
5 years
Yeah.
before that.
New
but-
York it's bad here. It's bad. Drago, DUIs, you draw the line.
Yeah,
What
I think
about-
I think if there was like any kind of like I don't know
What about a
with
hate
fighting,
crime? Would that rule someone
Oh.
out?
No, no.
That would rule them in harder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like let's talk hate. Who do we hate?
Oh my God. They like spray paint a swastika on like a halal or something. A
Ooh.
halal.
I'd probably have to say no.
Yeah. Oh, that would be okay. That's a hate crime.
You
That's
don't
bad.
think you could
You
suss
grew up
out?
in Northbrook, Illinois.
That's right. I forgot.
Yes.
That's
you can't,
a
it
big
can't come
Jewish-
out that you
same
hate
high
the
school.
Jews.
That's
That's
true.
dangerous.
And that's what I was going to ask you about drinking in high school because I was like in driving because I
What
feel
year?
like
What was the year for everyone?
She's
you were
a year
ahead
old,
of him.
a year
okay,
ahead.
you're ahead of
I
him.
feel like
okay.
in our town, like the cops were pretty much there wasn't much. They were only looking for high school kids. Like
They were
drinking.
only looking for high school kids drinking and smoking weed.
Right, so
My friend's little brother got caught smoking weed like 3 times. And at a certain point, I was like, I almost said his name just now.
Yeah.
He would be really upset. At a certain point, I was like, you have to just not get caught better. This is crazy.
How do you get
Yeah.
caught smoking weed? I don't even understand how that
Because
could be
people
possible.
would smoke in their cars. Like they would park
So
their car on like a
stupid.
remote street and then smoke. And then your car would be smoky and
yeah, you
reek
get
of
out.
weed.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
a cop would pull up. And so he threw
the joint on the ground or whatever.
Like a tin out the window.
Oh, yeah.
And they were like, what was that? And he was like, what was what?
Oh my God.
As if they somehow wouldn't see it out of the only window. Yeah.
Dude, I went to a party for a kid in your grade. His mom was just like,
I wish we could say first and last name.
I know, me too. But he,
Say
I'll
first
tell you.
name.
I'll tell you after.
Come on.
Can I say first name?
Yeah,
His first name's Ross. Which doesn't really. I don't really too much. But
I don't
like,
remember.
but his mom was like ushering people in the basement, like as you got in, and she was like making sure no one's outside. And then obviously it was kind of loud. So the cops came. His mom just kind of handled it. There was like 50 kids in the basement. His mom's like, it's fine. I know everything that's going on. No one's drinking. Like it was like a
wow.
crazy.
They didn't bust it at all.
We were all just like in the basement.
Wait,
What's
would
going
have
on?
that
What's going
ruined
on?
your college basketball
There was
career?
like 5 basketball dudes down there.
Would have that been
I,
the it?
And I wasn't even drinking, and neither were. I think a couple kids were.
You
on my
weren't
team.
drinking?
I was. I
God,
thought
you were. That's lame.
I know.
That is
I was
really
so.
lame.
I was like, if I do get caught, go to these parties. If I get caught, I was like, I thought that it might. You might.
You
get
were
let
actually
off.
good enough to have consequences.
I think so.
Yeah. Did you
yeah.
know of his legend in high school?
We
Did
didn't
you
know.
of
We
him?
didn't know each other.
I'll be
so-
honest. I did not pay attention to anything in high school.
Wow.
I don't remember. I mean, this. Even if you said first and last name, I might know, but I don't remember people very good. I didn't really know who you were at all until I had a show at the Laugh Factory in Chicago, and some of my high school friends, like whenever I have shows in Chicago, would like come out and we'd go out afterwards, and they were like, "Oh my God, Alex Dragovich from our high school is on your show," and I was like, "Oh, I was talking to him in the green room, my friend
Yeah.
Alex, the comedian," and
Oh,
they
you
were
had
like,
no idea.
"No,
Oh, that's
Alex
wild.
from our high school," and I was like, "Oh,
Wow, you didn't-
I knew your friends too,
yeah."
and I didn't really.
You made no
I never
impression.
met-
I thought you were like the king.
No,
of
but
the
I
school.
was no, because
This is a big blow to your ego, I bet.
No,
I
but
thought you were
think
huge.
about my friends; they all knew exactly who it was.
Right. Oh, so it was more on you. Okay, it was more.
I
on
didn't know
you.
anything.
You didn't go to the games. You never saw.
I did go to the games.
Oh, so
I
you
was
just,
I just
not
don't
a
remember
I was not a
anything.
memorable. I was not a memorable.
I could not name for you a single person who was on our basketball
That's
team.
fair then. That's fair.
Yeah.
But
I
you were
don't
the
know.
star.
Yeah. Yes.
Who-
Oh.
True.
Yeah. Wow.
That's a big
sucks.
deal.
Yeah.
Thank
It
you,
was a
Ashley.
big deal. It was
Our
a
high
big.
school team was pretty good.
Yes. Yeah.
Not
She was
good
like,
enough.
Ashley's like when I saw. Yeah. You saw the game. She was
Not
there.
good enough for her brain to write down. though.
I don't remember
Uh,
almost anyone I went to high school with.
How about
It was
any-
crazy?
Oh, that's too inside. I was gonna be like, do you have a favorite teacher? But we don't have to. We're not doing
Actually,
that.
no. Favorite teacher. That's fun. If you have details about
I
them.
don't remember almost anything.
That's
I like
What was
remember
going
a couple
on?
Were you
teachers.
high? Were you
no,
high or
I
just
just like
not?
left and was like, well, that was that.
Were you just depressed? I was
I
really
think
sad.
I was pretty
I was
depressed.
really sad. in
Why
high
do you think?
school.
Why were you depressed at our high school?
I think I just didn't like it.
It was a pretty
There you
judgy.
go.
It was a pretty judgy environment.
It was a very judgy environment, and I felt like I couldn't. I was shy. Like, I didn't really talk to anyone. And then whenever I would be like not that shy and like make jokes or something, people would be like, "Oh, Ashley's talking," and then I was like, "Okay, I'm just not gonna really do this for like 4 years."
Oh,
and then
you
I
just
would
like barely talked.
yeah.
Oh,
I think for
wow.
even as insecure as high school can be, I think being at like a North Shore Chicago
You
school
guys were in
was-
kind of
Yeah.
a upper middle class preppy school a little bit,
I think
right?
so,
I mean,
yeah.
I
It was
think
pretty
I was.
preppy.
I was like in
Yeah.
the Catholic version of that.
There was a
yeah.
lot of kids like some of these these kids, some of these kids' houses that you'd go to were like fucking.
Were they driving like
mansions.
convertibles and like nice cars to school, or
I mean,
like
nice ca- I
Escalades
didn't
or
say-
whatever?
Some people really.
A couple
balled out.
people had nice cars and
Yeah.
like nice houses.
Yeah.
There were a couple houses where you were like, "What the fuck?"
Oh, really?
Remember, like, there's a couple people you'd go to their like a party and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, like her dad's like in the mafia or like in the mob." And you're like, "Holy shit!" Like this.
Oh,
this
there
might
was
be
that
for
one
real.
house right by Westcott
Yeah.
that had that house. They don't live there anymore, so you guys, I'll tell you the exact address if you want it. DM me. That one, there was a lot of rumors about that house.
Yes.
What type of
wait,
mafia
actually,
shit are they doing?
I have no idea.
Laundering or what?
Did you hear about like? I heard a couple things like after college about like there was like swinger stuff going on. There was like one dad who was like dealing all the weed to all the parents of it. Did you hear any of this shit? Or
Some
no?
of it, but none of it like clicked because I didn't. I think like the minute I went to college, I like
Oh, yeah.
it all like
Deleted
slipped out of
every
my brain.
name.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I
any.
didn't
Wait, what do you
know
mean
any-
swingers? Like all the parents were
A bunch of
swinging
the
with
parents
each other?
swung, but I think that's
Hell,
like suburban culture.
I think
That's
that
gotta
is,
be
yeah.
right.
yeah.
And then I found out only a few months ago. The guy, do you remember Mario's Pizza, like right next to our high school?
Yeah.
the guy that owned it was betting on our games like thousands of dollars.
Oh
Like a
wow!
lot of fucking money.
That's awesome.
Was he nice to you?
He was. He actually gave me free food like my entire
Wow.
senior
Because you
year.
paid for the restaurant.
Probably.
Oh my God!
Probably.
If you would have lost like a big game, he would have been like, "No pizza, Alex.
Yeah,
You don't get
dude.
any fucking pizza."
I would go
today."
there like every other day. And,
like, oh, there's pizza.
And they would like, yeah. Just
He
like,
was
give me
betting
free
the
food.
house. He's like, Drago needs to come through.
Apparently,
Oh
there's a
my
guy. There was a
God.
guy on my team, and he was in the paper the next day because we lost like our last game senior year, and he wrote like on Sharpie like effing bitch or something like that, like on the,
About you?
about my teammate who was in the
news.
newspaper.
Because
Norfolk
you
Star,
lost?
probably.
Yeah, because he was just like pissed. Came in the next morning, just fucking looking at the paper again because he had lost a bunch of money on it.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Wow,
I
you
found this-
ruined
Wow.
some marriages probably. Of a
Yeah.
bad shooting
Congratulations.
day, you could have had a guy
Yeah.
hitting his wife.
The pa-
Unfortunately,
yeah,
I hate to say
the
it.
morale was so low.
Sorry, Alex had a bad shooting day, honey. You know what's happens. Sorry.
The parents couldn't swing the night we lost in the playoffs.
Yeah.
They just weren't feeling it.
Dang, did you have a good final game?
No, I played
Damn.
terribly.
Oh, okay. Well, we won't
Ashley
talk about
senior year, yeah, both my junior and senior years, yeah. I
that.
played bad in the
Ending
last
badly.
games. Tough, man.
Yeah.
Damn.
I
Tough
love to
times.
hear it, but yeah, tough for some. Yeah.
I do have a couple questions about your pod.
Couple questions.
Is there
The
one?
first time Drago's ever done research for this pod, I want you to know that he usually does no effort. So this is huge for
Wow.
you. This is an honor for you.
That's a
I-
basketball
He usually comes
star
in here
right
like,
there.
we're doing a pod.
So I noticed in your pod. So first up, one obviously it's huge, a lot of attention.
Huge.
You guys get a lot of traffic, but you're pretty open about shitting on some of these celebrities.
Yeah.
Are you worried at all that this might get back to some of these guys? Do you care? Like in
Like, who
particular,
have you shitted on
I mean,
the most?
I mean, I'm gonna say because you put it online, you guys go on a rant about Colin Jost, and it's really
Oh.
really funny.
Yeah, I hate Colin Jost. I don't know.
I agree
No,
there.
it's,
Yeah.
Okay.
dude, it's so funny.
Here's the thing that I'll say is, for the most part, I think we're pretty founded in
Yeah.
our people we like and don't like and why we like and don't like them. And that's
Yeah.
why I feel good about it. Because if I ever met Colin Jost, I'd be like, can you look you in the mirror? I mean,
This rocks so hard, dude. This rocks so much.
Well,
I'm
what's
not basing it off vibes. I read his whole ass book and I thought, yikes.
really? What's the bad about him besides?
I don't. He's
like I have
just
some
like
guesses.
a guy who is like, he's pretty successful and he has this like insane drive to succeed, but he's like embarrassed to admit it, which is kind of annoying to me. I'm
Yeah,
like, just admit.
Just admit you're trying and want
like
to be
you
famous.
didn't like
yeah.
go to the best high school in New York City and then Harvard because you like were barely getting by on your homework and like just one of the kids, you know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
Like
right.
you're
Sure.
obviously very driven and that's exciting, but then he also like thinks he deserves a lot more than he has.
Oh,
I'll need to
really?
go back and look at it to remember exactly why I really didn't like him, but there is this vibe of like poor old me and then also him like not like
he doesn't think he's doing well.
and then he like pads this like every story to be like very self-deprecating with like gross humor, like shitting himself and stuff. And I'm just like,
Jesus.
I don't know, man. You're not a regular guy. You're like a very successful writer, but that's also like you're also not like a genius. Do you know what I mean? Like you
Certainly
didn't like
not.
change the face of comedy. You just like host
You-
Weekend Update.
Yeah.
I think you said
have like
I
a
think you
pretty
said in the
face.
clip like you were astounded at how uninteresting it was for 300. Like how he
Yeah.
managed to say nothing for 300 pages.
That-
It was really just like so boring.
Really? Is he
Yeah.
from like a rich Long Island family or what?
No, he's from Staten Island.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
And that's
Okay.
also a personality trait. He's like on the least liked SNL member from Staten Island. People go crazy for Pete Davidson, but nothing for poor old Colin Jost.
Oh,
and I'm
shut
like, oh,
up.
Staten Island isn't obsessed with you. It's because you're hoity-toity bullshit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
oh
not
my
a working
God.
class guy at all. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So
So you're married to Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah,
Shut
and
up.
you'll go in on some of these people. Have you heard? Have you even gotten? Has anything come back at all? Are you guys worried if anything
Well, I was
come
going to
back?
say,
Like,
okay, we've had a couple people be like a little upset at us. But for the most part, anyone who's reasonable has been like, that wasn't nice, but it was kind of fair.
Sure. The truth can hurt.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. Like we just did Kat Marnell's book. She's a former beauty writer, she would probably have advice for your skin.
Sure.
And
I hope so.
She had a thing or two to say.
And like she wrote being just like, I was flattered to be covered by this podcast. I didn't agree with everything they said, but for the most part, it was a fun episode. We've had a couple smaller people like fully acknowledge that we covered them. And
oh, wow.
Usually they're pretty chill about it.
Okay.
I'm trying to think anyone who's ever been like mad at us.
Yeah, or maybe that.
Oh, do you know who we got in a feud with on our own? I mean, I don't think she actually knows who we are. She never like used our names.
Oh.
But we covered Busy Phillips's book. And she's someone that I like do feel like I might meet. I don't know.
Okay, first off, is she cool or no? Because
I'll be real. Who is that?
I
have no idea. I know everything about Napoleon, but who is Busy? I have no idea.
Busy.
I couldn't even.
Jeff is so out of his element right now.
Maybe.
Definitely.
Actress.
Okay.
She was in Dawson's Creek.
Oh, okay.
And the show
Cougar Town.
Apatow's show too, right?
Freaks and Geeks.
Freaks and
oh, I
she
saw
was Kim
that.
Kelly.
Okay.
The blonde.
I'd have to see a pic. Can we pull up a pic of this?
You would know her face.
Busy
So she got wind. So is her memoir suck? She strikes me as someone that kind of stinks.
I actually didn't
Oh,
not like
her. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I don't.
I didn't hate her memoir.
You didn't hate it?
No, I think we kind of liked it. Like I found her
Yeah.
to be. I like the memoirs of people who are just like fully working actors.
Yeah.
I think that they're a little bit more interesting than people who are outright famous.
Sure.
But in her book, we hated her husband. Like we talked a lot of shit about her husband because I don't like the way she like talked about him and the way he treated her, and it is like annoying. Not annoying, but we like
a little background.
We get a little
what
mad
did he do? What
at
did he
these
do?
guys. Like he seems very demeaning. He like talked down on her. You can tell that she's insecure about her intelligence, and so he seems like one of those guys who is dating someone and like makes them feel stupid.
I know what that's like.
Sounds like a tactic I've honed for decades.
I know exactly what
One of
that's
my
like.
favorites.
Actually, Busy's kind of my
works.
homie in this one. Yeah.
Why is her name Busy? I don't like that
I know.
either. It's a terrible name.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, so then like a year or two after we recorded and posted that episode, her and her husband announced that they had separated.
Oh,
so I think
you were right.
I made a TikTok being like, hell yeah, I knew it. Their relationship was terrible. And then her kid saw that TikTok and cried to Busy about it, being like, why do you air out our family's dirty laundry so publicly?
Oh
my God.
So she, on her podcast, talked for like 20 minutes about what nosy bitches we are for getting in her family's business.
But it was in
my
a book
God.
she published.
Exactly.
That's not nosy.
That's actually a great.
That's a fan. You gave her money.
Right. You guys are kind of protected by this. Like, hey, we're just talking about your book, dude.
Yeah.
Like we're not.
Like every now and then we'll get into the rumors and whatever, but for the most part, all of our opinions come from what we only do memoirs. We don't do biographies. We only talk about what they tell us.
It's really great.
Do you think most of them write the books, or is it a lot of ghostwriters?
No, I think they all ghostwrite them.
Really,
I think most of them get
exclusively?
ghostwriters.
Okay.
But if they are signing off and putting their name on the cover,
They read it.
And if they didn't, that's on them.
Sure, fair.
So
How often does that happen, though? Do you think like where a celebrity doesn't read their own memoir? Like that, it can't be. I
think some of them are literally so busy they don't have time. Probably.
Some of them are very. This one, hers was very personal, so she definitely had a heavy hand in it. Some of them are very merchy, like listicle.
Yeah.
Like the ones that get really impersonal.
Yeah.
And have like two personal stories the whole time, where you're like, oh, you got on the phone with a ghostwriter for like 45 minutes. And you care so little about this book, you probably didn't even read it.
Oh, wow. Who's the one that didn't Tucker Max? Who did he ghostwrite?
He did.
He ghostwrote someone crazy that you would never think.
What's her name? The Last Black Unicorn.
Yeah,
Tiffany Haddish.
Tiffany Haddish. He wrote her. He wrote her memoir. Yeah. Tucker Max, the Hope They Serve Beer in Hell guy.
I hope they serve. Yeah.
Yeah, he wrote
the
Tiffany
douchebag,
Haddish's memoir. Yeah.
Yeah, he like.
I don't know why she's
like
a
the
writer.
godfather of Barstool Sports.
He is kind of. Yeah, it was co-written by that guy. You don't hear about him, but man, we thought he was funny in college. I thought he was. So
I remember I was like, that's a brilliant writer right there.
I know. I thought it was so funny. He's just getting drunk and writing about it. What a genius.
He's so mean to women. I love that.
If only I
him.
could do that. If only I could have done that.
I was gonna. My next question was about.
Jacob, have you ever read a memoir?
I don't think so.
Or a biography? He read one book on this. What would be a good memoir he would like?
Actually, yeah, this would be good. Yeah, so Ishmael actually gave me a book to read. I read that.
Yeah,
okay.
give him a.
Give me something to read. It was called Stoner by John Williams.
Yeah, okay. It was a bizarre. I don't know why Ishmael gave it to you, but no, it was Michael Rowland, or was it Ishmael?
No, it's Ish.
It's Ishmael. Yeah. What's a good one he would read?
I need to think about it.
That's fine. You can just
because I feel like you would like one of the boy ones or the sports ones, but those ones all are like kind of bad.
Like Andre Agassi's, his is good. That's an autobiography. Did you do that one?
Yeah.
You didn't like that one?
I didn't love it.
Really?
I feel like he's very.
Are athletes like super into themselves, like being like?
Well, athletes are always.
They think that they're like.
I will say the tennis
victims.
Ones we've done, Andre Agassi and John McEnroe, and they are so obsessed with every single score. It like makes it hard to read the book.
They remember every match. Everything.
They'll be like, and then for the 1994 U.S. Open, first I was up against this guy, and the first game went like this, and the second game went like this, and the third game went like this, and then I lost the match point, but then I brought it back, and you're like, what the fuck?
How could you possibly remember that?
It's like 400 pages. And I think that if they cut out all of the descriptions of games, and there's one or two games where I'm like, talk about your last U.S. Open. Get into the details of like your final big open match or whatever.
Yeah.
But if you cut out all of the matches, I think it would have been like 110 pages. It was so much.
I do remember that
tennis.
About the Agassi one.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if something comes up.
Yeah.
But was there any question that I had was there any books what books did you think were gonna suck and were great? Like, which celebrities did you think were gonna suck and were great, and and vice versa? And which ones were you like, oh god, I actually kind of like this person?
Traga, why don't you do this every week? This is amazing.
I ask questions.
This is amazing.
Every week. The problem
is great.
You talk over me a lot.
I do, and this week I'm kind of letting you go.
He started before you came in. He was like. I told him I did research. He's like, I'll let you kind of take the reins a little.
This is great.
And now we're actually having a good podcast.
I've been carrying the load for 93 straight episodes, and now this is a real weight off my shoulders.
Yeah,
this is awesome.
Just been ranting about
World
War I for 90 episodes.
Larry King over here. I love it.
We've gotten stagnant.
But that's the war that you guys talk about?
World War II.
No, Jeff can talk about it. And please don't get him. Please, we can't.
I don't even want to talk about World War II.
Let's not do U.S. history right now.
Done.
But yeah. Who surprisingly did you like and did you hate after?
Okay, I'm trying to think because we've covered so
I know.
many. One that I always recommend to people that I like loved, and I wasn't expecting a bad book, but I was just not expecting anything. Like I didn't know what to expect. Is Molly Shannon. I feel like that's one of the best books we read. And when people were like, "Oh, Molly Shannon has a memoir, you should cover it," we were like, "Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'll see if we get to it." And then we got to it, and I was like, "Oh." This was a great book.
It's very funny.
It's funny, but it's like heartfelt, and her life is sad, and she like also got successful later.
She's a great actor, man.
She's a great actor. She's had some real drama in her life, but she doesn't like let it run her.
Yeah.
It's nice.
I don't know
nice
much
book.
about her life. Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, when she was like a little kid, her dad was driving drunk.
Yeah.
And got into, or supposedly drunk, they don't know for sure, but maybe, and got into a car accident that killed her mom and sister.
Oh, wow.
And she was in the car too.
Holy
and her cousin.
Shit.
Oh my God.
And so like that was like a very formative experience. And then like, you know, there's other twists and turns. And
would you date her dad, Alex? Would that be a no?
Yeah,
would that be that'd be out?
Like, but besides like the obvious like sociopath or maybe narcissistic, is there any like overarching kind of things that you can pluck out from these memoirs where you're like, this is with every famous person, this is why, this is a trait of every famous person that maybe that like a lot of people may not know or be
I think a lot of people fall for publicly gregarious guys.
Ooh.
Like I think that when a guy
like
is
Colin Jost,
or like one that I really hated for, I like still don't have that good of a reason, but something about his book like irked me in a way that I like every time I even see his face, I'm like, shut the fuck up. I hate you. It's Josh Peck. From Drake and Josh. I hate him.
Okay, yeah. I could see that.
Yeah.
Wait, is he the one who is like a pedophile, or is that the other guy?
The other one.
Yeah, Drake was something.
But
he did something bad.
Josh, okay, I feel like he is someone who like really feels that he like deserved more. Like he talks a lot about like the bad hand he was dealt, but like he really uses people. Like he won't.
Really?
There's like a lot of really bad pedophiles in his orbit from his early days at Nickelodeon, and
he
like
didn't call out.
will only talk shit about them if it's like more beneficial to him to talk shit than it is to like, there's, you know, like at the time there's a lot of rumors about Dan Snyder, which have now been more confirmed. But when his book came out, he like wasn't talking shit about Dan Snyder.
But now he is, because it was like in the zeitgeist or whatever.
And then with Drake, he like wouldn't say anything bad, but then he did. But now they're like friends again, but then they weren't. Like it's really just like based on what will get him the most views on like social media.
Oh, okay.
That's it. Yeah, it sounds like a very calculated.
Yeah,
move.
And his vibe is terrible, but
and that's the worst part, the vibe being off.
I feel like one thing, I think that people will always be like, oh, I didn't expect that from this. Like people always don't expect how like self-centered and like attention whory a lot of these people are, and I'm like, well, they are people who've pursued fame.
Yeah,
like
you can't really be famous,
not even
art
or like a passion.
And I was gonna say, like, you know, with some of these people's memoirs, first of all, you have to be a certain type of person to even write a memoir, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's
also
like,
they're writing them when they're 35.
Exactly.
They're not even like
Right.
75 at
Like,
the end of their life.
The only ones that kind of make sense are like the Jeanette McCurdy. She was on iCarly, and she wrote a really big memoir last year or 2 years ago.
I'm glad my mom died.
Yeah.
Is that as good as people say?
It was pretty good. It was about how like she like didn't want to be an actor. Her mom like kind of made her, which is what I believe for most of these child stars. And like a lot of them can't admit it because it means like admitting your parents were bad people. But she admits her mom was like a pretty bad person, and like that's what the book is about. And like coming to terms with the abuse and the fact that like being forced to be a child star is pretty abusive.
Yeah.
And then so that book is pretty good.
So there's not that many. I was gonna ask like how many people are just being like that, like they weren't seeking fame. They were just like, I did something that I'm fucking real. I'm just really good at this, and I don't even like the fame part. How often are people saying that they don't like the fame part, and you're like, well, you fucking
like
clearly.
A handful of them, and I'm like, I don't know why you wrote a memoir then, because another one of my, because I've been like, you know, reading pop culture and like talking about pop culture stuff for like years, and you kind of can be pretty successful without playing into the like tabloidiness of everything. Some people can't. Like some people, it just like follows them, but it also wears out. So if you like maintain a very consistent public image outside of your work for years and years and years, that is on purpose. Like,
yeah.
What would be an example
of someone who like isn't?
Yeah.
Like, where's Natalie Portman? But if she came back and she was like in a movie and did some press for the movie and then like went back to her family stuff, you'd be like, oh yeah, she just like does the acting, promotes the acting, and then goes back to her life. Or like Rachel McAdams, what's she up to?
Sure.
I think it's like, I think the tabloids can like say one thing or another about this stuff. After like reading books and books and books and spending hours on this shit, is there what's the main reason why A-list couples separate?
Wow.
I think that they just like don't like each other, or like never liked each other.
So they got it was fame brought them together in the first place. Then there's no.
Yeah, I think that.
It's like a career
I think
move.
people like really over and underestimate PR couples. Because I think that like when you have that much in common with someone, like it does make sense that you might like really just get along and have like a mutually beneficial relationship. But like, not even that there was no love there, but I think like their version of love is like very different than like a human's version of it. You know what I mean?
They're not human anymore. They're a
like,
different
you know,
species.
like a regular person who's like in pursuit of partnership. They're not necessarily like when bachelor couples get married, right?
Yeah.
They like love each other, but they like love, I think a lot of times, the press that their continued relationship brings.
Sure, of course.
And so it's like, for them, the beautiful thing about a relationship isn't like finding someone that you care about. It's like finding someone that you like get along really well with, that people love to watch you be with.
That will help you
Oh my
sell
fucking
merchandise
God.
and make money and stuff.
And so I think that sometimes it either like wears out and they like.
Is there a PR?
We're like a PR couple, Alex.
We
Yeah.
are. Is there a PR
Purely
couple
for the
that
money.
people would not have thought was a PR couple? Just unless you
Is
had to
Colin
read
Joe,
it?
Scarlett Johansson, they a PR couple?
Oh, I think so.
Sure.
Wow.
For sure.
Yeah.
So she's like, hey, look, I'll date a loser, and he's like, I'm joking.
Oh,
feel like-
Drago, don't be a pussy.
I feel like some women like really like being like, okay, he is like not as successful as me. He's like in one place.
Yeah.
Because like before that, she was dating Ryan Reynolds, who's supposedly, or married to Ryan Reynolds, who's supposedly like a real control freak about like what his wife is up to.
Ooh.
Like one of those.
Come on, Rye.
Like
what you doing, bud?
Really jealous of
like the Jonah Hill type or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, yeah. So I think that for her being with someone who like he's in New York.
Yeah.
He's in one spot. They're chilling. It's like a very easy relationship that like if they get along a little bit, she's like, this makes sense. A funny one who's nice and isn't too ambitious, or like is ambitious but like
he's not going to be more famous than her.
He won't be more successful than her.
Right.
Wow.
Right. They never do anything together, do they?
No.
I've never seen anything, at least. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, they don't do any buddy cop movies or whatever. Not doing. I would like that. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That I would like from him.
Yeah. Where has Scarlett Johansson been? Is she doing it?
She's been in Marvel movies every 3 weeks for the last decade.
I think she's like been on retainer with Marvel.
Do you watch those fucking movies?
No, of course not. I have
Nobody
a life.
does.
Right.
No one cool does.
Did you see the Barbie movie?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I love Barbie.
It's a great movie.
I haven't seen it.
I think it gets a little heavy-handed at the end, but it's a great movie.
Yeah, I agree.
They're like the speeches at the end where
my sister was like,
Jesus
my sister
Christ.
said she cried from laughing and from sadness.
I don't know where
That's
you
beautiful.
would cry from sadness, but it is funny. I think good music choices too.
It is,
the
and it's
Indigo
like beautiful.
Girls.
Oh, I love the Indigo
The
Girls.
set design's amazing. It's really beautiful. The outfits are amazing.
Top tier.
The music is great. It's a good movie.
Okay, I'll see
You haven't seen that or Oppenheimer?
I know. I'm out of the loop.
You
a little
really
bit.
are out of the loop.
Damn.
It's really not good.
I will say, when you fall out of like movie theater habit, it's hard to get back in movie theater habit.
And there also aren't many good movies.
Dude,
Yeah.
I've
They're
been
really
waiting
bad
for shit now. Now I wait for shit to come out on Amazon.
Yeah, because it is
It's
nice
brutal,
to just like
right?
go to your house.
I don't like watching
love
movies
it.
at home at all. I find no joy
I
in
love
it.
watching
Really?
movies at home.
I never do it. in
What do
fact.
you? I can't imagine because I like to have a little meal. Like I'll pop some popcorn.
Oh, I love it.
I bet you're just drinking water and watching a movie.
What, at a
dude.
movie theater? Are
No,
you
no,
kidding?
no.
No. I don't watch movies at home.
I
so
know
don't
for a fact when you go to the theater, I
you
know
get a
I
you
get
soda?
popcorn,
No
and
way.
every
No way.
time I
Dude,
get popcorn
no way.
and
This is the cheapest. This is the cheapest man.
I
known,
haven't-
you
known
spent
to
$800 on one popcorn
There's
and
no-
that's
no.
that
That's
is
what
one time I spend
He
money.
gets a small popcorn
or
and then a
or
little cup for
nachos
water.
and cheese, or I get that.
That's brutal.
Oh, that's
Nachos
gross.
and
that's a
cheese
bad.
are
That's a
great.
bad order, right?
That's
Nachos
bad.
and cheese with jalapenos are amazing.
Yeah, but it's not like nachos and cheese with jalapenos is amazing. The like plastic bag of nachos and cheese with jalapenos
I
that
love
they give you
that.
at the movie
No,
theater.
I love that
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
That fake queso's good. I don't care what it does to me later. I love that. I'll
Really?
get liver cancer for that for sure.
There's
I don't
something
care
about like
that.
having like that kind of food at like
and
a, at, like
Reese's
a ball
Pieces.
game.
Reese's Pieces are good too at a movie
Reese's
theater.
Pieces are good.
And Sour Patch.
You're really going crazy.
Hey,
at
I
the
love
theater.
movie theaters. They're
Just
cool.
spending $65.
Movie
at the
theaters
movie
rock.
theater.
A movie at home is not exciting at all.
I love to watch a
think it's
movie at
boring
home. I like
as
to
hell.
turn on a movie, order Thai food. My dog can watch it too.
No.
She
Oh.
sometimes likes it. Sometimes she goes in my room and she's like, I actually hate movies. But it's
I'm
fine.
out on this. I'm more of a doc, maybe. I'll watch a doc. Yeah.
A doc.
Yeah. I love
Okay.
a doc. I love an Enron
What-
scandal movie.
Did you see Oppenheimer in theaters then?
Yeah, yeah.
How-
Was it even not
3
in theaters?
hours?
Yeah, it whizzes by.
I don't
It's not
believe you
long.
for a second.
I
Oh
love
my
World War II.
God.
This movie was made for me. This movie, and it's not. It's good.
Oppenheimer.
It's like one of the most dramatic events in human history. It's like it could not be good.
Was it
It
intense?
could not be
It's
good.
It could have not been good very easily actually, but it's very intense. Yeah, it's fun.
Should I see Oppenheimer or Barbie? I'm probably only going to see one.
I think you'll like Oppenheimer more.
Really?
I do think so.
Is
It's
that
not.
bad? Is that a bad
You think it's about
sign?
Barbie's actually a smarter movie than Oppenheimer.
I like Greta Gerwig, dude.
Yeah, but
and I like Noah Baumbach.
I think you'd see Barbie, and I think a lot of it would go over your head, if I'm being honest. I think you'd be like, they're dancing, and Barbie's good, I think. I think that'd be about what
Is
you
Barbie
get
the
from
good
it.
guy?
I think some of the speeches would go a little over your head, if I'm being honest.
Okay.
I think you'd like it. I think
I
Barbie
think you'll
is
like
a
it.
fun, bright movie.
I think it's a great movie. I agree with that.
But
Who are you
I
reading
can't-
right now for your memoir? Or what memoir are you reading right now?
Well, we're actually off this week.
Do you have to read one
And then-
every week?
Yeah.
Holy shit. I thought
Oh,
it was
next
like
week
2 a
we're
month.
reading Kerry Washington from Scandal.
Oh yes.
And
I-
some other stuff.
I was gonna say
No, you're
another
right. I have
one.
no idea who that is
How
either.
how annoying?
Who is that?
How does it feel like homework? doing this shit sometimes?
No, because it's like our whole job now. And so I feel like when it was on top of a day job, it was a lot. And we like had to give ourselves way more runway to actually read a book. But now they're not that long and they're not that hard. Like
they're pretty simple.
Whenever someone writes a book that they like try to be really flowery with their language, it pisses me off because we're trying to read it so fast, but it also pisses me off because I'm like, you're not this smart. Just tell me the fucking story.
Right. That's fair.
And you and Claire have been doing this for a while now. Do you have any advice for me and Jeff to make it in the long run?
Wow.
Podcasting?
Yeah,
or as friends, or just as lovers. I don't know.
How do we keep the sex alive?
Okay, so being best friends and business partners, you had to go on date nights that are like not work related.
We've never done that. No, we do shows together, but that's a different type of work. That's a different type of work.
He's been trying to get me to go camping with him. It's all he wants.
Okay, that's a lot. That's like a huge commitment
right?
for a first date.
That's fun. Or a concert. I invited you to Fish and Guns N' Roses.
Okay, Fish is a hard one, but Guns N' Roses could have been fun.
Could have been fun. I had an extra ticket. He didn't want to go.
It's true. Yeah, I probably have to be a little more.
You guys could go to the movies.
We could go to a. I'd see Oppenheimer again, maybe. Maybe. You buy the nachos.
After you guys record a podcast, you guys could go. There's a place on the corner that said "walk" in big letters.
Okay. Oh, you got WOK?
Walk food. I just couldn't, we could get a walk. Me and you.
Watching Oppenheimer with Jeff and just like a big scene coming out of him just going, oh, yeah.
Me being excited about art? Yeah, that'd be tragic. That you'd hate to see me feel joy. We got a beer once after the pod. One time.
Of course.
One time.
No,
I think it's the only time. I think that would be. We watched basketball a couple times together. That's good.
And we do the road a lot together.
Yeah. Okay, so do you have meals together when you go on the road? Or do you just like go to separate
This is a big point of contention, Ashley.
He should be, because he's obviously headlining, so he should be buying me a meal.
Oh, yeah, you should.
I do. I buy him like a cheap meal.
He's bought probably 1 or 2 meals.
Yeah, kids meal in every city.
I bought him chicken tenders somewhere, and I think I bought him Culver's.
It honestly is harder than like even just like with comedy friends in general, comic friends. It's hard to see people if you're doing spots, if you're touring, if you're. It's hard, way harder
because
than you think.
Well, because we only have a couple nights off a week, and then those are the nights I don't want to do anything because I want to not hang out. But then I should.
Because
I'll make time for you, Alex.
No, because all you want to do is.
I love this friendship.
Like be obviously I'm being facetious, but it's so hard. Yeah, you're one night off. You just like want to sit like by yourself.
You have a couple nights off a week. Let's be real. But
when I'm not booked,
let's not overstate this.
But yeah, it's hard, man. You know.
Yeah.
So we got to get.
You could fit stuff in between, maybe.
We got to get Thai food.
Why? I don't know. Not Thai food. Well, you don't like. He doesn't like Indian food. Let's go to Indian food.
Dude, why would you say he doesn't like it?
I don't think he's had it good.
Oh, you never
I don't think he's had good Indian. I doubt it.
Well, I've been on like a
banh mi. We got a banh mi together once.
Do banh mi.
I love a banh mi. It's one of the best food.
I would do banh mi.
Yeah, let's get a good banh mi. There we go, Drago. Maybe like mid-November, I think. I'm free.
You guys could put a cal invite right now
exactly.
for some banh mi.
Isn't it good to have a podcast though with somebody that you can just be as open and honest with as you possibly can? Because I feel like that's a huge.
Is that what we're doing here?
Is
that what we've been doing?
This is therapy.
Yeah, it is kind of. He won't go to therapy. He refuses.
It's a crock of shit. No, I like it. I love therapy. I think everyone should go.
Drago.
We should wind down this first part of the episode.
Oh, we got to roll it into the Patreon now, Drago.
We're about to go into the Patreon.
Okay.
What are we going to talk about in the Patreon, Drago? Maybe give some people. What are we going to talk about?
We're going to talk about.
Oh, I thought you had.
They're going to schedule a second date.
Yeah, we're going to schedule our second date. Yeah, we had a bunch of listener questions that I wanted you to ask that you didn't go over yet.
Oh yeah, we'll do listener questions.
Yes. Remember how can they ask questions, Drago?
Do you want to talk about World War I a little more?
No, I don't.
Yeah, it's nice.
You know Oppenheimer's World War II, right?
No, I actually didn't know.
Are you serious?
Actually, yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
Where did we drop the bombs?
Hiroshima
and
Nagasaki.
There we go. Okay.
Bam.
Thank God.
I only know that from Ben Folds songs.
Did he talk about that in a Ben Folds song?
Yes.
Which
Guys,
song?
you can only join the Patreon, or you can only ask questions if you're a member of the Patreon.
Yes.
I actually, dude, when we were starting the pod, I asked Ashley probably too many questions about like how to do it.
How to do what?
About like how to like get started.
Like when we were first starting.
I was like pitching Ashley. I was like, I think me and Jeff have like an idea of like something we can do. And yeah,
she's
you were
like
really
two
helpful.
white men talking. Brilliant. Who's ever done that before?
I'm glad I was helping. No, I have other advice. I just don't. I feel like it's hard.
Also, I feel like I'm like overwhelming. Like I feel like it's you would got the questions that I was asking, you had answered 1,000 times.
I'm sure people ask you all the time,
right?
Sometimes people don't really. No, sometimes people reach out.
I feel like I was bothered. I felt like I was bothering.
I didn't feel bothered. Also, it depends on like where I'm at, because sometimes if I'm just like sitting around, I'll text for hours and hours. But if I'm in the middle of something, I forget to respond.
Absolutely,
you know?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I kind of ignore at all hours of the day.
Yeah,
but
Ashley rocks. Where can listeners find you, Ash?
Ashley Ham with 3 M's on pretty much all social media, and you can find me at Celebrity Memoir Book Club, which is Celebrity Memoir Book Club on social media. And
there we go.
A phenomenal pod.
Apps.
Great comic. We're about to roll into the Patreon, guys.
Drago, we do a thing at the end where we plug our shows too, remember?
Oh,
93 straight episodes, man. 93.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you at, Drago, coming up?
Oh, shit. I actually have a wedding in 2 weeks. So
that's not what
people
we
can
plug.
find you
We're
there.
not plugging
I can't plug the wedding.
No, we're not plugging the wedding. But we are actually doing a show together you might want to plug next week.
Oh, yeah. I'm opening for Jeff at the Helium next week in Philly.
Yes. Helium, people. Come on
And I
out.
expect a hoagie on my desk Friday morning.
I will buy you a Philly cheese. No sides, no drink.
Steak.
No steak. Yeah, just a Philly cheese.
No bread.
Meat is optional.
God
We're
damn
going to
it.
some vegan spot, too. We're getting a vegan Philly cheese. I've actually had those. They're pretty good. Would you have one, Drago?
Yeah, let's do it.
A vegan Philly? Let's do that.
Yeah, I'm fine with
We're
that.
going to go to our show in Philly next week, folks. Come on.
It's going to crush.
Yeah,
It'll
we
be
have like
great.
20 tickets left or
Also,
something like
I'm
that.
closing out the Don't Tell in Philly on Friday, and then headlining Next Line comedy in Philly on Saturday.
There we go. Good for
Wow.
go see that. Tickets went on sale for my Cleveland show recently. Go to whitecomedian.com, folks. Buy some damn tickets. This has been episode 93. What are we, 4 episodes N-word free?
Unfortunately.
I think it's 3, actually. 3 episodes N-word free.
Unless Ashley drops.
Unless
one
Ashley
next
drops
episode.
one, they've got about 10 seconds left. We have 97 more episodes till the big party in Little Rock where we celebrate 100 episodes N-word free.
Let's
folks.
go.
Good night and good luck.